Yate Osio Halito Istango Bojo from the Indian Nations University. You're watching Haskell News.
Welcome to Haskell News. I'm Raquel Butler.
And I'm Lori Hasselman. Emmy Award-winning filmmaker Allan Holzman visited Haskell campus. Here's Raquel Butler with a story.
Allan gave a little bit of advice for any future filmmakers.
Well, now there's no excuse. You know, everyone has a laptop and everyone has some form of a digital camera or can have access to one. The problem is learning how to edit, you know, and having the patience and perseverance to edit. So that's. But anyone, you know, it really depends what your story is and go shoot it. You know, it's really that simple. There are so many people who have that avenue available to them now. And one thing I've always believed, you know, and I still do this, and it's become part of my work, is that there's no excuse not to make a movie. You don't have to wait for money to make a movie. You can always be making a movie, and you don't have to shoot anything to make a movie. I've built so much of my career in films from archives. You know, I just finished a movie about Francois Truffaut, the great French filmmaker who was the leading voice in the French New Wave. And everything that he did is applicable today to an independent film maker. And I rescued that interview from AFI. It was in a closet from 1979. I bugged them for 2 years. I got it. And then I just took his films and the DVDs, ripped them, and then overcut his interview with, and they said it was in terrible shape, and where it was in terrible shape, I made sure I had visual imagery, and I have an hour movie about Truffaut. I didn't spend a penny for anything other than buying the DVDs, most of which I already had, and time. But I made a movie without having to apply for a grant, without having to see an executive producer or anything. And so I have another movie I made this year.
The Wetlands Preservation Organization has projects that students can help with. Here's Lori with the story.
The appearance of construction cones and heavy equipment in the Wakarusa wetlands has WPO members working hard to expand their preservation efforts.
The wetlands have played an enormous part in Haskell's history and its ability to retain its sense of itself. And none of that should be dismissed or forgotten simply because the state has been successful in driving a road through the heart of it. Our main focus right now is trying to complete this boardwalk that is going to help the students here for many years to come to know this place well, to have good access to the portion of the wetlands that's still left on the Haskell campus, all the wildlife that's there, and the environmental and ecological education that can take place there, but also to really embrace and understand how important that wetlands has been to Haskell's history ever since the day it opened up. By the students being engaged right now, we also really want to be able to monitor the construction so that we know what they're finding out there and how they're treating the area. And that isn't going to happen if we don't have folks come out and advocate for that. The state isn't simply going to do it on their own. The students at Haskell have to be demanding that observers be out there and properly trained to understand when sites have been found and that sort of thing, to really protect against disturbance of areas that shouldn't be disturbed. There's just so much that can be done, and while people are doing it, they can really learn about this place that is unquestionably the most sacred part of this campus. It's the heart and soul of Haskell's history.
Students are needed to help continue the fight to save the wetlands. Weekly WPO meetings are still being held.
Yes, we meet in the library at 5:30 every Thursday evening.
This is Lori Hasselman reporting for Haskell News.
New library hours were recently implemented. Here's Dallas Rudd with a story. Recently, there has been some changes made to the library. First, starting off with the new furniture and TVs that we have received, and then on down to the hours being cut. It used to be open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and now it's only open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I recently spoke with Victoria Albers about the current hour situation and what resources the library has to offer the students here on campus.
The new hours right now are Monday through Thursday, about 9 o'clock through 9 p.m. Friday, it's about 9 to 5.
I asked Miss Albers what she thought may play into the recent decrease of hours.
We used to have at least 10 student workers, but that's actually, the number's down to 6, so there's not as many as student workers as there used to be.
Do you think that could be maybe a reason why the hours might be changed this semester?
I think that is definitely why, because if there's not that many workers, there's not really as many resources to help you. There's not really anyone here to keep it open. So, well, I think I've worked here for probably about a year and a half now, and I think the coolest aspect is a lot more that people don't realize. The tutors, actually, a lot more tutors from the Student Success Center come over here to tutor, so you can get a lot more tutoring done here. There's a lot of computers available. I mean, there's so many resources available here. We have interlibrary loans where you can actually take it, where we actually can send for a book that's all the way maybe in the Kansas City Library, and we can get it here, shipped to you. And I think another thing that students don't know is that we actually have a very good Native American resources here as well. I think the new furniture here is awesome as well. We got that, I believe last summer, and I believe a lot of students are using it. And the study rooms, there's a lot of study rooms, so you can always do group projects. I think our greatest resources that we have within the Haskell Library is our databases. Our databases, they contain like articles, journals, magazine articles, anything to that extent, and I feel like students are not using them or don't know how to use them. Right now, I think during springtime, everyone's getting their research papers done. They're trying to get, like, there's so many research papers due, there's just so much homework, there's a lot more tests. So I feel like there's a lot more students coming in now that it's coming towards the semester. I'm
Dallas Rudd with the Haskell News.
Students will begin signing up for fall classes on April 7th. Here's Lori with more information.
Pre-enrollment for fall 2014 is April 7th through the 18th. Students will enroll with their advisor.
The last couple semesters, it begins with seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and the last 2 days are open to everyone. It's the main thing they need to do is check to see if they have a business hold. If they have a business hold, they can't pre-enroll until the hold is clear.
Students have an opportunity to take advantage of the KU Exchange program.
The KU Exchange form is available here in our office. There's a form also available online under the Registers tab at haskell.edu. What they do is students mainly fill it out during pre-enrollment, and we're only allowed to send 60 credit hours up there and vice versa. So many of our students take science courses or courses with labs, and those are 5 credit courses, and those fill up quick. So it's probably a good idea to check it out now. Students must have a 2.5 Haskell GPA. They must be in good academic standing.
So students should probably be making their appointments with their advisors right away.
Yes, check with your advisor and see when their office hours are.
This is Lori Hasselman reporting for Haskell News.
Did you know that Haskell has a golf team? Here's Raquel Butler with the scoop.
The golf team here at Haskell isn't the most popular, but it is continuously growing.
Yes, when I first started, I started in the spring of 2010. We had 4 guys, and adding me, that's 5. So we had the 4 other guys, and it was kind of a struggle. This is a rebuilding program right now, just trying to rebuild everything back up. Now, total players, we have about 9 players, and about 7 of them are eligible. The other ones are just waiting on grade checks and NAIA clearance. This season just started and has been looking pretty good.
Spring season is the season that actually counts, and we started March 10th, and that'll probably end, I think, April 26th through 28th, and that ends with conference.
This season kind of got off to a rough start, but we did better than we normally do, so I feel that if the guys get them time to practice, they're going to do even better the rest of the season. I have a good, strong feeling that if we play well, we can probably send a team or an individual to nationals.
We got a good team this year. We have a chance to compete and at least go top 3 at conference as long as we put our mind to it and go after it. But we should have a pretty good team.
The team is led by Coach Tanner and student coach Derek Frick.
Coach Tanner, he's a good guy. He's really knowledgeable in terms of mental part of the game. Tries to keep the guys nice and calm and collected while he does that. Like I said, I teach the technical aspect, the physical aspect of the game. But Coach Tanner, he gets things done the way they need to get done and to make sure our guys have what they need.
As the team continues to gain players, they form a special kind of team.
It's a good group of guys. When I started out, we just had 4 guys, and everyone got along, but we weren't buddy-buddy. But with this group of guys and the group of guys I played with, everyone got along. We were definitely the uniquest team out in the field.
The only thing I like about it is we're a good group of guys, and we all get along out here and have a good time, and that's the main thing, is that we come out here to have a good time together.
We wish the guys good luck to the rest of the season. Thank you for watching. I'm Raquel Butler.
And I'm Lori Hasselman.
Is that better?
Yes.
That's why I said.
I just spit. New library hours.
Boots and pants. Okay. Yeah.
5, 4, 3.
The Wetlands Preservation Organization has